There we go. We are live. Welcome everyone to what has become a regular Tuesday slot now, where we get a guest on. I'm really happy to say we've got John on with us, otherwise known as Brum Reseller. Do you want to say hi, John?
Hello. How is everyone?
Yeah, we're good. How are you?
Not bad. Not bad. It's busy. Not
Good,
long
good.
to go before we can launch. And yeah, I mean, obviously there's 4 weeks, but it's going so fast.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work in setting up a shop. We were just saying before we went live, we've been exactly where you are, and it's kind of an exciting and daunting moment, I would imagine. It was for us.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It was a little shop. I had a little shop before, and I was selling kitchen items. And then that was a bit daunting because I've never really been customer faced. And it's getting used to customers. I've got to get used to customers.
Yeah, definitely. It's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
Before we crack on with the chat, we are live. If you're watching us live, please pop in the side chat. You've got any questions for us or John, pop them in. It's usually a little bit slower than the Sunday chat, so we can kind of keep on top of the chat. I'll just say a few hellos before we crack on. James, big fan of both Brum Reseller and The Hills. Fantastic. Good to see you.
Yeah.
James,
so if anyone doesn't know at this point, John has his own channel, which is Brum Reseller.
Yes, absolutely. And I've linked the channel below for those that don't know and aren't already subbed. Pete's in. We'll be in and out. Busy uploading a vlog. No worries, Pete. Stu, Chaz, welcome. Nuts Numb. Okay. So I can see a couple of yeah,
but it was just stating that.
I can see a couple of questions already, but before we get on to questions, do you want to give us a bit of background about how you got into this whole game and the story behind now thinking about going to the high street with a record store?
Yeah, so I've been doing this reselling for about 5 years. I've always had a job in running alongside, and I used to go to car boots and I used to pick up Stephen King stuff like DVDs, books, and then I kind of realised I come across your channel, yours and Ben Fitzpatrick as well.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, I've never seen Ben Fitzpatrick at a car boot ever, and I go to all of them. I've never seen him.
Oh yeah, because he's local to you.
Yeah, he's in Birmingham, and it was something like his channel. And because we were both in Birmingham, I just thought, you know what, I can do this because there's so many car boots in Birmingham, and there's so much opportunities for sourcing stock as well. So yeah, I started picking up similar items, Lego and stuff like that. And the way I got into records was there was a guy he had a whole bundle of Lego. That's what I was searching for in Gumtree it was. And I checked his other listings and he had like loads of dance vinyl, and I like dance music. Got my own dance records when I used to do a bit of DJing back in the day. And I thought, I checked the completed and sold, and I thought they were selling. So I thought, I'll try them. It wasn't cheap. But yeah, I had a go on that. And ever since then, it's just been accumulating stock and yeah.
So what made, well, actually, before we get into that, I think James has kind of asked my next question on what we're leading on to is there much call for a record shop? Most people download or stream their music. Only dinosaurs like me collect records and CDs. So in a nutshell, why push the high street idea? Not that it's a bad idea, but what led you to think, okay, I'm going to go high street with this?
So at the time, I had a storage unit. It was like 320 square foot storage unit, but that held my eBay stock, and I had about 10,000 records behind me in this room. And if you'd seen older videos, I was like surrounded by records. So the opportunity for a shop come up, and it's not far, just down the road. And I found the price out, and it was cheaper than what I was paying for storage, and nearly double the size. So, and I always thought, like, when people say, a lot of people say, "Oh, I can collect a record," and I just thought it'd be really good if I could bring someone in and show them the records that I had, because I had the stock for a shop, and it was just killing two birds with one stone. It's technically just storing the records that I already had, and with the added bonus of walk-in sales. So,
well, that's amazing. If it's cheaper than your storage, because I mean,
totally.
it may be a different ball game where we are, but when we've had high street stores around here, when you add on the business rates, etc., there's no way it's a cheap option where we are. I mean, we were fleeced around here for what we had.
Yeah, ridiculous.
yeah.
So will you carry on selling online as well?
Yeah, that is my main income provider at the moment, online sales. I think that might turn on its head. I think with the amount of people who buy vinyl these days, and there's a big demand for vinyl shops and people buying vinyl.
Definitely. I mean, when we mentioned before that it was always your kind of real passion to do that and kind of fantasy to have it, but when we were first getting into retail, vinyl was in the middle of that downward slump that happened through the 90s and then started coming back up through the late 2000s to where we are now, where it's bigger than it has been since the 80s, right?
Yeah.
So I think if we'd have actually done it when we first thought about it, it wouldn't have worked. I mean, we had a record store open in Hitchin about 5-6 years ago, and that failed. But now I think you're perfect timing with this. It's never been bigger. And also, because I'm a vinyl collector, I know if I buy a 12-inch through eBay, for example, half the cost is the post.
Yeah.
Sometimes more than half. I can get an LP or a 12-inch for 99p on auction sometimes and think bargain, but then they're charging me $4.50 for shipping.
Yeah.
Whereas I walk in, you can charge the whole of that £5-6 and still be competitive and keep it all.
Yeah. So I mean, I was doing the pricing today, and kind of the minimum price I'm looking at is like £4 for a record, and then they go on from there. But I was thinking that there's no post, there's no fees, there's no packaging, there's no, because you've got to pay for the special. Well, I send them in pizza boxes, but yeah, there's just none of that at all.
Yeah, there is a real simplicity and beauty, and of course we have a retail background of someone coming in, giving you a tenner, you give them an item, and they walk away. When you come from an internet background and go into retail, you'll love that. You'll love the cash in hand, seeing face to face, having a chat about what they're into, showing them a bunch of stuff, and they buy it all. It's like, oh my god, that was easy. But retail has its other issues, as you'll find, with having to be there for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, it's very tying.
I mean, how are you thinking forward with opening hours? Have you planned that out?
So this was the funny thing was, like, I quit my job August last year to do reselling full time, and I never thought at the time I was going to go into a retail shop. I just thought, right, I'm self-employed, I can work when I want, I can do what I want, and then I'm throwing myself into a retail store with the opening hours. So the times, I think what I'm going to do is Wednesday to Saturday, 12 till 6 or something along them lines. So I've got Monday, Tuesday to sort of process car boot stock over the weekend, because I'll still be going to the car boots, and just have a break. I've got two young boys as well, so 4 and 6, so I need to spend time with them as well.
I think what you'll find, and I think what we found, was you'll soon learn the peaks and troughs within the days and even within the week. We used to take on a Saturday what we'd do for the rest of the week combined, with gaming. And it will be similar for you because people are at work during the week, etc. Friday, Saturday are your days, but particularly Saturday. But yeah, I was going to say something else soon as well. I had a thought and it's gone. Let me just pick on a few comments. I'm right at the end of the chat now. Hi, Chris. Gotta love a bit of vinyl. Still have my late 70s and early 80s punk stuff. Wow, some punk stuff is amazing price-wise.
There just isn't anything like going in a second-hand record shop and, you know, just
browsing,
trawling through and finding things that you're looking for, being surprised by what you find.
I've come across stuff this week and I've never heard of it. I put it on to have a listen. I'm like, this is brilliant. Exactly. And then I'm like, I don't want to sell this anymore. I want to keep this.
There's the trap. Yeah. Oh, what I was going to say was, are you going to advertise to buy in over the counter? Are you going to be use the shop as a base to source from as well? Because even if you don't, people will come in and offer you collections. There is no doubt. So have you thought through that? So
I got to the shop this week and there was a note under the shutter saying, please call me, I have vinyl. So I was like, okay. And that was from a subscriber that watched the video. So it does help having a channel. But I don't know what sort of restrictions the council will let me buy and sell. Do you have to have anything special from them?
No, I mean, you'll be leasing it as a retail outlet, I assume. So it will have that permission already. It's being let as a retail outlet, presumably. Yeah. So you'll be fine. You can buy as well as sell on that same basic premise. As far as I'm aware, it might be worth a call to the council, but I don't think there's any problem with buying as well as selling. Yeah, it might be worth a call just to check.
So I will be doing that. And what my idea would be to just let them give me their address and I'll go to them, because then there's less of a risk if someone brought stolen goods in, and then I don't have to mess about with having to take ID or, you know, if anything did happen. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the way we used to do it was we used to give people a form to fill out. So we'd get someone's name and address and get them to sign to say that the goods were their own personal property.
Yeah.
So that was how we used to do that, to cover ourselves in case, you know,
we
inadvertently bought anything that wasn't kosher.
Yeah, and even if you do end up going to a house to go through it and stuff, still have a pre-written form, which is basically to cover yourself, to say that person signing it off as their own property. You kind of made the steps then that the police would expect you to take, to ask the right questions, get them to sign. You've got their name and address, and you can file that away somewhere. I would guess I've done that in the past, gone somewhere to look at a collection. People don't realize how long it takes to look at a collection. And I remember going through someone's CD collection, and like 2 hours later, they were like, can you go? I've got to cook my kids' dinner. So it is sometimes better to say, drop it off. You give them a form or a receipt for it and say, I'll call you in a few days when I've had a chance to go through it. Yeah. You don't want to rush that valuation bit, because you can trip yourself up with that.
Yeah.
You'll find your way with that. You've just got to jump in and do it. You know, you'll find what works for you.
Yeah.
Can I just say that Dave Healy has just said that our camera's out of focus. We're noticing that we've got some internet issues flashing up.
Might want to go and speak to Ella and see if she's still streaming.
She is, because she's dancing in there. Our daughter's got a Zoom dance class in the living room. So can anyone else let us know if we're having any issues?
But we can't improve it anyway.
Not a lot we can do about it, but we, you know.
As long as you can hear us.
There's a question here from Soul Steps asking John, saying, firstly, good luck with the shop. And then, I worked for Delicious Vinyl in the 90s. How are you pricing your stock, as discogs is all over the place, but does show you how many people want it?
Yeah. Firstly, I don't use discogs. I told someone this the other day and they were like, what? You don't use discogs? I don't use it. I don't like the platform. I don't like the pricing. The way I price vinyl on eBay is everything minimum is $9.99 free shipping. That works for me. I think having the free shipping helps. I don't know why people charge like £3.59 and then £4.45 postage. I think people just prefer to see £9.99 free shipping. And then for the shop, like everything's going to start at like kind of like £4 upwards. And to get the price, eBay solds. If I think anything is worth a little bit more, eBay solds.
Mhm.
Sometimes I will use discogs if just to get a price. If something I can't find on eBay, discogs will more than likely have it. If discogs don't have it, you've got something a little bit rarer, and then you can name your price then.
Yeah. Interestingly, eBay. I'm sorting through some vinyl now. I've just done a big bundle, and that's what I think eBay is perfect for, selling. Like I'm doing one lot that I think's 20 12-inch singles or more. So that's beautiful for that, because of course you can't really do that on discogs. I know you can list all of your stuff and then people can pick out a load and buy in bulk, but so many people have told me to use discogs, and I think similar to you, I don't like how it's laid out. I don't really. It seems so random with the variety of prices, and I don't know. I'm comfortable with eBay and it works. So yeah.
A lot of the time you'll find a record on discogs and it'll be like £1. You're thinking that's underpriced, and then you go to it. It's either out of stock or the shipping's like £7 or something, or it's not in the UK. You've got to get it in. It's not like it's not user friendly. It's good for the vinyl enthusiasts that just want vinyl, but I think eBay is a different market, completely different market.
Yeah. Did you want to read that one?
Yeah, Mr. P's asking, having to man a shop full time, do you think this will affect your input into the eBay business regards sourcing and time spent listing? I mean, I think you touched on that. But...
Yeah, so this is something we've been kind of like discussing with my partner about. The next step for me is employing someone or paid help, whether they come on as a self-employed basis or what, we don't know. But yeah, the time of the shop, so like that's why I'm going for like a 12 o'clock start, so I can still go to the car boots. But I think like what Mel from Burnout does, she's got that the virtual assistant.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about that as well. Just take the pictures of the records and send them on for someone else to list wherever they may be. So that's the other option. But yeah, I think I'll need help for it not to affect the eBay side of things.
One thing, I mean, going back to kind of our reference, our big reference was when we set up our gaming shop. And that was us going to the high street because we couldn't cope with the stock and running it from home. So we found a unit that was reasonable, and we thought if the shop just breaks even, we've now got a place to run our eBay business. And our thought was shop will tick along and do okay and be a place to buy in stock, and we'll run our eBay business. The shop was so successful, and hopefully yours will be, we dropped eBay. Yeah. Almost straight away, didn't we? I mean, it carried on.
I mean, we carried on selling on eBay,
but we switched to Amazon because it was quick, and then I didn't do eBay for about 5 years. Okay. So it will be a movable feast, I think, depending on how busy the shop is and how much trade you get through that. I think your eBay might subside, and you'd be fine with that because you're compensating in the shop. I think. Who knows how it's going to work? That's the mystery. Like you said,
we still went on Amazon. We still sold on Amazon Marketplace because didn't really have FBA back then.
Yeah.
But eBay might be the choice for John, and because you need that. I think you need both. You need a good balance of online and within the shop.
And you'll have quiet days. You'll figure out what they are, like Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever it used to be for us. It might be different for you, and that will be when you plow stuff online.
Yeah. I was just thinking in terms of looking for some help, you might be able to find like uni students or whatever that can help out on a weekend, because with hiring students, I think that
it's a lot easier.
Yeah, it's a lot easier in terms of PAYE and all of that business.
Yeah, and cheaper.
Yeah, I was looking at the minimum wage, and I couldn't believe, like, for 18 to 16, like £4, some £4.55 for an hour.
Yeah.
I couldn't pay. I couldn't pay that. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah. Better than £10 an hour, though.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. So Stu said he thinks that Ben used to go to Studley.
yeah. Have you ever been into any of the car boots in the Midlands at all?
No.
If you're gonna go, Studley's the one. Massive.
Okay.
Duly
noted.
The other thing you're saying about,
I was just going to say, because if Ellen goes up to visit her friend at university, we can go and go to Studley.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You were saying about sourcing and keeping doing the car boots. If you promote, you are a place people can come and get cash for vinyl. Honestly, you might be surprised. You may not need to source any other way. We drowned in stock when we opened our gaming shop. It was like opening some weird floodgate of stuff all day long.
The difficult part comes when you have to turn it away because of condition, especially because of condition. People don't like to be told their stuff isn't in good condition.
Prepare to have arguments.
So, it's a sore point sometimes. But you'll be inundated, I imagine.
Hi Jake, shame I've just seen the stream after work. My dinner is ready. It's all right, you can catch up later. Yeah, there you go. Okay, let's see if there's any other. Hi Rich, hi Chelsea, hi Mark, Joe. Hi Queenie, loads of good money in vinyl. People who buy vinyl like to dig in record shops. Yeah,
we love nothing better.
People will come. You'll be surprised how far people will come as well.
Yeah, people have been trying to get in while I'm in there already, and I can't open. And I can see them like there's fresh vinyl, it's untouched. They're like when you open, I'm like, oh, probably the 13th. I'm not going to open on the 12th. It'll be the 13th. And they're like, have you priced everything? I'm like, yeah, I'm just going through it. And like it was about to move me out of the way and start digging through.
Yeah,
we've had that.
We've had that. In fact, one of our best friends we met because he poked his head in and said, "When are you opening?" It was like itching to get in.
We took on a pretty derelict shop that hadn't changed from the 70s, and we had a month's worth of shop fitting to do to strip it right back down to the bare floors and walls, and then build it right back up. And every day we'd get people banging on the door and opening it. When you opening, what are you going to sell? Do you want to buy these? So in the end, we had to put a big sign up. We are not open for trade until this date.
Yeah.
Because we were in there working, getting hassled every day. It was madness.
And then we had the time where we were broken into and we had glass everywhere, like, no door or anything because they'd smashed our door down. And we're in there like trying to clean up. I turned around, there was somebody browsing through the DVDs. It's like, hello, we're not open.
They'd walked over a smashed, unbreakable door, as we thought, and just gone over to the CDs and stuff and had a look.
It's crazy.
Anyway. Dave, hi Dave. Do you think your sales increased or decreased because of your YouTube channel?
Personally, I've had a slight increase of sales. Not a huge amount. Like someone will buy it. Like I had one in the week. Someone bought like an oven tray. They sent me an offer. I accepted the offer, and when they bought it and paid for it, they said, "Oh, there was a subscriber." To be honest, I don't know because not a lot of people, if they are subscribers, they don't tell me. So,
yeah, I think the channel is a great idea. This day and age, that sort of social media buzz that you can create with a channel and with videos could be really lucrative for a shop. I really think, going back to when we had ours, I'd be all over YouTube talking about our shop because people will go that extra mile to come and see you because you're Johnny who's got the YouTube channel. It really is. It's that simple. Yeah.
And like, I've only been really doing the videos for a year, and I never thought that in a year's time I'd have a record store. So by starting a channel, if anyone wants to start a channel, who knows where you will be in a year or two's time, and it just shows that journey from working full time, just doing car boot videos, getting stuff in, to a vinyl record shop.
Exactly, and it will translate into genuine business, as in people will feel they know you and they can trust you because they've watched the videos and they feel comfortable with you, and they'll be like, well, I'll drive that extra 50 miles to see John because I feel like I know him. And you'll get those offers of sales, and you'll get those collectors like us coming in because it's you. So yeah, I think it's a fantastic idea. Did you want to read that comment? Is that where you are?
Yeah, I was just going to read out Dave's comment. It says, I'm only 28 and now collect vinyl and love digging through car boots and charity shops.
Yeah.
And that kind of sums it up, because our daughter will only buy music on vinyl now. She streams music, but if she buys it, it's on vinyl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we found an amazing little record store were we in Walton on the Naze, weren't we?
We were. Oh, it was your place, wasn't it?
And
it was just...
Yeah, I could have spent far too much money in there.
But
they were closing, and I kept the guy open for quite a while. He was like, I'm really sorry, I'm going to have to go and cook me dinner, this sort of stuff.
He was into everything. You were into all the electronic stuff.
Yeah, so much 80s electronica and DM stuff, Pet Shop Boys, the stuff I'm into. Yeah, it's awesome. Music Video Exchange. I remember that in London. Have always done well with vinyl. Maybe an interesting business model to research. Yeah, are they still there up in Camden? Was that the one in Camden we used to go to?
Was it? Yeah,
with the basement and...
Yeah.
Sorry, we're reminiscing there. You could do reaction videos. They're always good fun to watch. Reaction to what? I don't know. Do you watch Craigslist Hunter? Have you ever seen that channel?
Yeah.
He does really clever videos, which are just like a kind of bird's eye view of him doing a transaction, doing a deal, and they're fascinating, really fascinating.
Yeah, obviously, I always wonder how does he must have a sign up saying you're being recorded, because a lot of the time it might be about someone bringing some fake item in or something, and now they're on YouTube, just been seen by 100,000 people. So how does he get away with that?
Yeah, he is totally open about it. I think he even says it verbally as well as having the signs up saying, before we start, you're being filmed for YouTube, by the way, and then carries on. And if they don't like it, they walk out, and he doesn't care. It's like, that's how it is. And he's got his channel to a point way beyond where we are, where he's said in a live stream somewhere that people said, do you get really annoyed with these people coming in trying to scam you? And he said, not when my last scammer video did 1 million views. No. You see what I mean?
So Dave also has another question. What are your thoughts on places like HMV offering brand new vinyl and the usual £30-ish price tag on it?
Well, it's just another outlet for people to go and buy vinyl, but I don't think I'll be stocking new vinyl. I think there's not much of margin on it. No. I don't think there's as much appetite for brand new vinyl as there is for older stuff either, because it is expensive. I've seen it, like I'll go in Sainsbury's and I'll flick through. They've got like a little vinyl section, and just to compare what they're going for on eBay and whatever. And a lot of it's just reissued. It's already out there. It's just for collectors that want everything, really.
Yeah, I noticed in Sainsbury's, actually, they had a little display. That's how far vinyl has come now. And it was like they had Oasis, What's the Story? They had a Nirvana, Nevermind, and an Eagles. It's just like really random, huge selling LPs from the last 50 years. It was a really weird selection. I just want to quickly ask, while it's on my mind, you said your background's dance music. That's clearly your kind of passion and knowledge area. Are you going to stick to that, or you're going to stock whatever you get offered?
Whatever I get,
right?
Because people that have vinyl just look. It's not just dance. I don't want to just niche myself down into a dance music shop.
Yeah.
So, which was why I paid there was a record dealer. I went to Leicester to pick up like 1,400 records for like £350, and it was just not dance. It was all sorts of stuff. A little bit of dancing there, but it just give the shop, something else like 80s folk Irish stuff, was all sorts in there. Something for people to dig through, not just, oh, you only sell dance. But if a collection come in and it was like Bowie and I don't know, Rolling Stones, I'll take it, no problem.
Yeah. I think you're wise, really, because I was going to say the same thing. If you're a specialist, you're only just shutting down X amount of customers, really, aren't you?
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So Greg says there's a record shop near me in Wickford, Essex, called Adrian's, opened since the 70s. So there's a market still.
Yeah.
Just don't limit yourself at records. Get in some CDs, merch, and have a tack corner, etc. Are you thinking about doing that, or is it all just going to be vinyl?
Yeah, so definitely will try and like expand as stuff comes in. I've already got like about 300 CDs, very small amount of mini discs, tiny amount of tapes. But when I was going to the car boots, I was never looking out for this stuff. I was never looking at media.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'll be scooping it up and bringing all different sorts of stuff. Like if I come across, like I had like 12 like Iron Maiden t-shirts and music t-shirts and hoodies and stuff from a car boot, and I'd put them in the shop. I'd fold them nicely, and anything kind of music related I'll go for. If there was an appetite for like clothing and I'd come across a couple of retro tops in a charity shop somewhere, I'd try it out in the shop. It's just going to be like a bit of just see how it goes with different stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, with CDs, obviously we used to do CDs. It was mainly a gaming shop, but we had a big music section, and we were offered so many CDs. God knows what it'd be like now that everybody's clearing out. I mean, they're almost giving them away at boot sales.
Yeah.
So yeah,
you probably have to be really picky and just bring in stuff that's collectible or classic.
Yeah,
because it will come to a point where the room is I'm going to run out of room, and I'll have to really start thinking about what I can take and what I can't, I think.
Interesting question come up from James, actually. Will eBay get suspicious if you have all your stock in your shop and remove items from your eBay store as they sell in the bricks and mortar shop? How do you plan to tackle that? But just quickly, eBay can't stop you having your items for sale elsewhere, and you are within your rights to end the listing. So I don't think that's a problem, do you?
No, I think only if a customer was to come across a listing on eBay and they messaged me on eBay, and then that record was taken off eBay, I think that's where the algorithms might click in.
You're right. Yeah, 100%. If they found the product on eBay and got in contact about it, then it's eBay's sale in their eyes, and rightfully so, really, if they found it there first. So that you're bang on. I think that's when you'd have to be careful.
Yeah.
But otherwise, totally fine. You know, someone comes in and buys that Iron Maiden t-shirt, and you just got to take the listing down on eBay, and that's fine, and just carry on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aaron's asking whereabouts the shop will be.
It's the best place to say is right opposite Yardleywood train station, directly opposite.
Sounds like a good location then.
Yeah. Under normal circumstances, it's pretty busy train station to and from people taking people into the centre of Birmingham. So
awesome. Question for John: did he figure out his pricing scheme in the shop with the stickers you bought? He's been watching your channel.
This was something I've been thinking about, how the easiest way to price items, because there's like 11,500 records in there now, and what's the best way of doing it? So I was thinking about colours and coloured stickers, and red would mean £3, blue is £4, etc. That was one way. But then I thought the easiest way is just to have a single white circular sticker in the corner, bang, 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 bang. And that's what I've been doing today, is going through and putting a price on everyone. It's just simple. Like I've come across records like from other record shops where I've been recycled, or whatever, and they'll put like £5.95 on there. I've just gone for £6.
Yeah. A quick before we move on to that, while it's in my head again, we had no end of bother with stickers because you don't really want a sticker that won't come off, because the collectors aren't going to like that unless it's going on the outer sleeve, and then it's irrelevant. So we ended up paying extra to have peelable stickers. Then we ran into the problem that people are this they want to bargain this much, right? They will peel off your red sticker, let's say you go that route, which is a £2 item, and stick it on a yellow one, which should be a £10 item. You just see that coming a mile off, because it'll happen.
Yeah.
So you can't win, because if the stickers aren't peelable to stop that, people will moan at you that they can't get your stickers off, and we have plenty of that.
This is what I was talking about this today. I'm not going to sticker more valuable items because of the fact that people don't want stickers on if there's no stickers on there.
Yep.
So the cheaper stuff, cheaper dance stuff, people don't really want it for the sleeve. It's just the track. There might be just a DJ or something. But I've got like an REM automatic for the people, is it? And
wow, yeah.
I'm not going to put a sticker on that.
One of my favourite records of all time.
Could go down the route of having the clear sleeves that you pop on, then you can sticker on the sleeve rather than. But
then it's even easier for someone to just go swap sleeve.
Yeah.
And unless you've got a photographic memory, you don't know which was the rare Smith's 12-inch and which was the one that's only worth £3.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, but those are things that you'll learn as you go. But we did have headaches. I was
also thinking that if people come in and they browse and there isn't a price on something, you know, it takes the confidence of a person to ask you how much that is. And I know I'm one of those people that would probably just go, oh, I don't know how much that is. I'll walk out the shop.
Yeah.
I probably won't ask. So
you'll figure it out. Sure. Did you highlight that one?
I highlighted that one to ask. Russell is asking, have you ever sold a vinyl at £9.99 free postage and they realise it's a lot more than you sold it for?
Probably. Yeah. Nothing springs to mind. If it's sold and it's gone, then I probably wouldn't have known about it. It's gone.
Yeah.
So probably, yeah.
Yeah, and then Bounty Hunter says the Polar Bear in King's Heath is not far from John, moved from total CD sales to now total records, so should do well.
Yeah. Been to Polar Bear, it's been there for years.
Yeah, Dave, I agree. Streaming does not compare to listening to an LP, and for me as well, it's not so much just the audio. I've got some stuff here that I've been sorting through of mine. It's having the physical. It's having that artwork. It's having them all lined up in your box. It's all those little things that streaming just, you lose that tactile thing. That's
looking through that booklet if you've got a CD, or you know the liner notes in the
smell. Anyway, Queenie says, I think with a vinyl shop, you don't need to be open 7 days a week. You are a niche market, open with limited hours. People will travel to shop there. Yeah, and you'll perhaps learn that. Like we said, you'll learn that Friday and Saturday, you maybe take as much as the rest of the week, so you can do half days those other days, or stay shut Monday, Tuesday, whatever it is, and that will that you'll figure that out.
Now, Ian's asking, do you clean your records before you sell them?
Yes, yeah. Some of them are filthy. You'll get a collection and they're absolutely disgusting. Not like, and it's just dirt, so it's not unplayable. And once you've cleaned them, it's fine. So anything, I don't want to give the customer anything that I've sold to a customer on eBay. I don't want to give them any excuses. So I'll always clean them before I send them, and so they look pretty good. All the finger marks, the thumbprints are off them and all sorts. So,
do you use a solution for that, a liquid solution at all, or not? I
use I could be stoned, but over the years of selling vinyl, I think the best way I've found is getting There's these wipes called water wipes, and they're not baby. Well, they're in the baby wipe section, but they're 99.9% water. And go over it, and then just the cheapest kitchen roll you can get, just a soft paper towel. That does the job. Never had any complaints about it.
Interesting, because I've seen people selling these solutions and it's not cheap, and you just think, what can be so amazing about that, to clean your record?
Yeah. And people have got all sorts of various vinyl cleaning machines, and I've never had any complaints. That's the way I do it.
Thanks for the message, Jilly. Jilly's enjoying your videos. That's fantastic. Did you read the last one? Sorry, that went.
I didn't, but I highlighted it because it was relevant to the last question. So.
The average channel viewer might not have any interest in the goods they sell. It's not targeted traffic, but hey, if they do, great. I'm not sure what that's in relevance to. Paul, I sold a lot of my vinyl off, but I find that they are looking for a perfect sleeve and unmarked vinyl from a record store that is 40 years old. Yeah, well, it's all about condition. A lot of it comes down to that. And pricing is really difficult when you factor in condition. I mean, you must have a kind of condition with the actual vinyl, talking about what you just said. Some just aren't going to make it to the shop floor because you don't want to sell it, I would imagine.
Yeah, if it's that bad, what I do is I've got like a listing on eBay that's just for craft vinyl. So I'll do like 10 vinyls for a tenner, and because they're not worth selling, that they're all scratched or they're bowed or they've got wobbles on and stuff. So
yeah.
Just highlighted Queenie's comment there, because exactly the same for me. We were always headed for Tower Records, then went into Oxford Street, went to HMV, then Virgin, right down at the bottom. Yeah, did a little tour of all the big record shops.
Piccadilly Tower Records was the best record store. I thought that was awesome.
We had a Tower Records in Birmingham as well.
Yeah.
But also used to love just going around the back streets and going to all the secondhand vinyl shops and just
and Camden was great.
And I loved it.
So there's so few in comparison now. But like yours, they're springing up because it's so hot right now.
Matt's Retro Boot Disc says, I'd recommend getting a record collector rare record price guide, lists all rare promos, singles and LPs and mispresses by artists. Great knowledge to be gained.
Interesting, yeah. I think
this is what Queenie was meaning by reaction. Reaction to vinyl records is not heard of before.
Oh, yeah. Well, the problem with that is it'd have to be on mute because I'd get done over on YouTube.
Yeah, or at least the artist would take any revenue if you got it.
Just you'd have to demonetize it, but possibly.
Will you be selling turntables? That's an interesting question. Have you even thought that far ahead?
Yeah, like I've got one in, and I have sold them in the past. So sometimes the DJ will be getting rid of his whole set. There'll be like the mixer, the records, the decks, and I'd split them out. So maybe the deal might be like £500-600, but the decks themselves might be worth like 250. So if it's part of a deal, yeah. And like I said, who knows? The space is the problem, especially for electricals. So I'd have to think about it. But yeah, nothing's off the table really. Whatever.
Yeah, we found them using wall space and building more shelves was almost a constant for all the time we had shops, just improving how much stuff we could get out on the shop floor, constantly redesigning all my shelving and everything. It's never ending. John has somehow become a new favorite channel for me, reselling shop owner vinyl records. It has it all. Although apparently you remind him of his dad. Fair enough.
James is asking how you sort of rate the condition of things.
Good question.
So there's like the vinyl standard, the gold standard of condition, which basically, if you was to go through that, you can go through and mark it what grade it is. And that's the way you do it, really. You just go off the standard. You can Google it. It's on Google. So what I do for my listings is, I don't grade every single record that I list on eBay, because a lot of it's dance and a lot of it isn't for the collectors. So, in my listing, it will just be like the records will either be good or in a very good or very good condition, with what both of them mean for that grading. If you would like an exact grading of the record, please message me.
Yeah.
But then if it's an expensive record, I will grade it, because people will expect that.
Yeah. And then Dave Healy, similar question, but how do you then decide what price you're going to put on a record?
Yeah, so just for ease, my minimum price $9.99. A lot of the records will be $9.99 for me, until either I've sold one in the past which went for like $14.99, $19.99. So that's my price guide, $9.99.
That's for online though. I can only presume that the shop will be different, because that's going to rule out an awful lot of stuff. Like most shops I go in, they have like the 7-inch singles, pound dump bins and all of that stuff.
Yeah, so in the shop, it's going to be, from what I've been doing today, because I've only just started this today, I've been playing all the records, because a lot of the stuff I've never heard of. It's just like drum and bass and different dance stuff I've never heard of. So I'm playing it, and if I like it more than others, I'll price it higher.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
if you think, oh, that's good, so that'd be £6, because I like that one. And if I like it, I'm thinking, well, maybe someone else might like it.
Yeah. But there'll be stuff that you think is utter rubbish, and somebody out there would think it's amazing. That's the only downside of that. But yeah,
the whole drum and bass genre.
Right.
Yeah.
I suppose with some stuff, do you have to listen to it to know what section it goes in? If you're going to split drum and bass, house, trance, whatever, you're going to have to, if you don't know the artist, unless you Google it, you've got to play it.
Yeah, I've had to do it, because sometimes it's just a white label, white sleeve, no writing on it at all.
Right.
So yeah, you got to listen. It's like a promo or something. They didn't put any writing on. It's just a promo. Listen to it.
From that angle, I assume you're going to have headphones and a couple of decks available for your customers as well then.
Because of COVID, I don't think I could do that yet. It's right. All playable for everyone at the moment, but in the future, there will be like private listening. A couple, maybe I'll have 2 of them.
Yeah.
So that's what I'll do in the future. But the other thing, what I've learned today is I need more genre dividers.
Yeah.
Because I'm going through stuff and it's like deep house, this is chill, this is progressive house, this is electro. I need an electro section, the drum and bass, the breaks, trance. Oh God.
Yeah. But how far do you go? It's a nightmare, isn't it? Did you want to read out Lewis's comment?
Yeah, Lewis says he can't wait to visit your store. I'm a vinyl collector and a big fan of both channels. Will you be trying to get involved in Record Store Day this year?
Yeah, so online, what I do online is I filter all my vinyl, and then I'll send offers to watchers saying happy Record Store Day. Here's 12% off. So that's what I usually do. So in store, yeah, I will try and get involved. Not a clue how to do it or what. What I might do is speak to the other local record stores and find out from them how would they go about doing it.
Yeah, because there's always a few unique releases, aren't there, for those?
Yeah.
So that would be amazing to get hold of them, those limited runs that are instantly worth more than you pay for them. So,
yeah. Victor thinks that you should stock cassettes as well. Don't know if you're thinking about that, but they're definitely making a resurgence, aren't they?
We did well on that massive collection we bought, and I think you'd be able to get them cheap. A lot of people, it's becoming more common knowledge, but a lot of people think they're just rubbish. So you'd get them for pennies.
Yeah, so it's something I never really looked at car boots, but when they reopen, I'm going to be definitely on the lookout for anything with CDs, tapes.
Matt has a question. Yeah, I was going to look into that one. That's interesting. Are you worried about clumsy buyers who would scratch the record?
It's not just that. It's scratching the needle as well on the player. I was doing it, I just knocked the needle today, and just in my heart, I was like, oh, God. So, like, when a customer does it, it's going to be, like, doubly. But it's the price you pay, I think. There's no getting around that.
Yeah, and people mishandling sleeves. I'm a huge fan of sleeves and having a sleeve in amazing condition. And if I'd had that on the shop floor and you see someone manhandling it, and I've dropped it on the floor, and I'd be going nuts.
Yeah.
Well,
that's just customers for you, isn't it? It's just...
How are we doing for time? Oh, we're not too bad.
Yeah, we're really far behind, so I'm sort of trying to.
I'm just going to try and pick a few questions.
Bit.
Ronnie says they're fairy washing up liquid. I don't know if that was for cleaning records. I don't know if that's serious.
Yeah, I've heard that one, washing up liquid before. Yeah.
Isopropyl alcohol. Wow. Bit of washing up liquid. I might have to Google it, see what people recommended. Because I did look, like I said, I looked at some solutions and I thought, I'm not paying that for.
There's a question there from
clean their records. Do you offer CD repair service? Can you do the same with vinyl?
No, I don't think there's a repairable service for vinyl. No.
And then FNS resellers were just wondering, but we picked up a load of records a while back, around 300, I should think. Where should they start? Do they need grading? They've been sat under the desk since they bought them.
The first, just pick one up, and what I like doing when I'm listing vinyl, I YouTube the track while I'm listing. It tells you how popular it is. If it's got millions of views, so check the views. I like to read the comments on that track to see how good it is, because what's good for me isn't good is great for someone else, like you said. So the comments and how good of the song was, if you've never heard of it, is really helpful, I think. And then, like, just to keep it easy, they're not starting off with the same price, $9.99. Usual, check the completed and solds. If the completed and solds are going for like £8, £9, I'll just start with $9.99, and then if anything else, just match the price. And that's the other thing I do. I always match the price. I'll never go under. If there's a price on, if there's one record on there, $14.99, I'll put mine on there for $14.99. I'll never go under. Yeah, because it's a race to the bottom. It's something I don't like doing. And people will always compare the records. Like, I always take a picture of each side, and as stupid as that sounds, the amount of people that don't do that is unbelievable. It will just be like sleeve to follow, or it will be like a scan. It won't actually be the physical record.
Right. That's interesting. I've just been going through what I've got left of a big collection I had, sort of 70s, 80s LPs and stuff. And it's interesting you say about taking a picture of both sides of the vinyl, because as a collector, I buy through eBay, and those pictures aren't helpful to me most of the time, because you can't see the fine scratches or the detail anyway. But it's interesting you say. I've been doing label pictures on a lot, front, back, corners if they've got dings and all of that stuff. But yeah, that's interesting. I might start doing that anyway, just so it's there.
Zoom in, and
but I've tried.
It gives you a little bit of an idea, I suppose.
But going back to the last question, I do a very similar thing, but I don't think there's any shortcuts. And there was a bunch of classical in this that I almost dismissed, and I found a classical record because I'm looking up each one individually, trying not to take any shortcuts or assuming. I found a £50 classical record.
Yeah.
So I'm afraid, going back to F&S Sellers' question, there's no shortcut. You just got to go through. You've got to look at it. If it's scratched a bit, it's gone. You know what I mean? So you've got to look at each side of the record. There's no shortcuts. That's the thing.
So that's a good point. Yes, you do. I know from our experience, you do need a what's it called?
PRS,
or is it PRS license?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
PRS, PSS. But yeah, so I've emailed them and they've been hounding me ever since because I'm not open yet. So, but I will be having one. They've been ringing me every day about it.
I was going to say one way of doing it. I shouldn't suggest this really, but one way of doing it would be to not contact them and open, and they will contact you eventually.
But that's already
so you could leave it. You could save yourself a few months, but you can't get away with it.
That's what I was worried about. I was worried that they're going to target music shops. It's just an easy one to get hold of, and I didn't want them to contact me because I didn't want the worry of someone coming in saying, "Do you have a license?" No. I'd rather get that sort of done and dusted.
Yeah, and you are right, but we weren't even aware. And what we're talking about is playing music in a public space. So we're talking barbershops and cafes and all retail outlets. If you're wandering around Tesco's and they're playing music, they will have to pay this fee, which is then split between all artists. God knows how they work that out. But anyway, and we were unaware that we were liable. And then we had a guy come in. And he didn't speak to us, but he must have stood there for a while and he noted down what records were playing. And then we had a letter saying, I was in your store on this date and you played Rod Stewart, whatever, and this, that, and the other.
It was Bon Jovi, actually.
Was it Bon Jovi? and they said, you need to have a PRS license. Here's the bill, effectively. And from that moment on, we were paying X amount a month for the privilege of being able to play music. Yeah.
Yeah, Lee Waterfield asks, have you picked up any dub plates or test presses? A drum and bass or jungle dub plate could be worth
good money.
Good money. Or good morning.
Good morning.
Dub plates? I don't think so. I do have some drum and bass and a bit of jungle. Jungle vinyl is very expensive. If you ever see that, very expensive because it wasn't around for long and they didn't make very many vinyls at the time, and so it does go for a lot of money.
Yeah, I did really well on like happy hardcore stuff going back a year on cassette. I think I got 30 quid for some cassettes, and they were just ones that they looked like home recordings, but they weren't. But they were cheap stuff sold at raves and sold.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
God, the money on them was silly, and they sold quick as well. I was surprised. Okay.
Queenie's asking, would you be selling tickets, festival tickets, and that sort of thing?
Ooh.
Yeah. So one of the things I thought about doing when we were kind of back to normal is sell tickets for festivals, but and also tickets for nights as well. So different club nights and not just club nights, but any kind of event, any local event that not really after any sort of a profit from it. It's just to get people in the shop to buy tickets. And then maybe they might put me on the guest list or something.
Yeah. No, I think it's a good idea. Yeah. Somebody was saying there, I think it might have been Anne that said you can get scratches out of vinyl. I didn't think it was possible. I don't know how it's a physical scratch. And the reason you can on CDs is because they're covered in a plastic layer to the data. So you can polish off the plastic layer and take the scratches away. There's no protection on vinyl, but I'd be interested to know how you would.
PPL as well. Are there two lots? I think there might be two
Yes,
lots.
there is. It gets really complicated. PPL and PRS or whatever. Yeah. It feels like a con when you're paying the bill.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to wrap up shortly. Should we take a couple more questions, and then because Lainey's going to go live, and we normally hand over viewers to Lainey. I can't remember, Lloydie. It's quite a while since we were in retail, but I don't know. I just can't remember. There's no point in me picking out a number from the air. It'll be different now anyway.
Yeah, I haven't had the price yet, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
They do. Yes.
Yeah.
Anywhere that.
A public space where you're using music for your benefit, to entertain or give it atmosphere. You are benefiting from playing that music, so you have to pay for the privilege and pay the artist a royalty.
That's why quite often you walk into clothes shops or whatever and they're playing awful
lift music that's
lift music, or people covering songs, and it's just dire.
There is music that doesn't carry that fee, and it's awful. Okay, wonderful. So we mentioned before that you have a YouTube channel. Do you just want to quickly let us know what people would see on there if they chose to come over and have a look?
The channel is reselling. It started car boots, and I'll take my GoPro around the car boots and I'll show you what I pick up, and I'll do sold videos and just general vlogs. These days it's vlogs on the shop, and it's kind of evolved into that. So through lockdown, it has been shop vlogs and pickup vlogs and what's sold for vlogs. But going forward, it will be a mixture of car boots, because they'll start back up again. I'll just pick that up because people love the car boot videos. And just shop vlogs, what's happened today. I'll put what I normally do. I don't tend to stick. It'll probably be like a car boot video in the morning and then a little bit of a shop vlog at the end of the video, sort of thing. That's how I can see that going. That's what I do. That's my thing.
So go over and have a look. Give John some support. We just want to thank you for coming on. I love talking about retail. Yeah, retail. We're still shopkeepers at heart, really. Although we kind of do it from our old garage now. But I love retail. Have a huge respect for people trying to make retail work, because it's not the easy route. And we wish you all the best with this. And we will come and see you at some point, hopefully. Once we can.
Yeah.
And thank you to everyone who asked questions. Hopefully we touched on a few of those. Thanks again, John. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Take care, and go over to Laney's channel. We'll see you over there. See you later.